I don't want confusion in my district.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This sectarianism, you have heard of recent that people of Arua were almost dividing themselves on sectarian basis. Yeah. Based on these counties of Aivu, Maracha, Madi, Terego, Vora, and so on. We are one people. We must never allow to be divided along those lines. It is not good. If I am, for example, if I am a bad person, I should be singled out as an individual, but not to be generalized that the Aivu are bad. If there's somebody from a Ringa community who is bad, don't generalize and say all Ringas are bad. It should be that one person, and so on and so forth, like this.
Thank you, Chair.
Yourself. From the creation of the Lugbara people, they have never had any central authority called the chief to whom they report. That one you know. In Western Isle here, it is only the Aluru people who have a king, who have a rod. What we used to have in all these districts of Lugbara speaking people was the county chiefs. Those county chiefs were colonial chiefs who were placed there to ease the administration of their colonial masters. And these county chiefs extended up to even the time of NRM. During the NRM time, the last chief, for example, who served in Aivu was Nahorioya, until they were redesignated. So we do not have a chief or a king for that matter, or OP for that matter, in all these Lugbara speaking districts, including Arua. But we have small associations of elders who call themselves elders association. They call themselves maybe elders council. Those are not chiefs.
The chiefs were there. In 2011, government came forward with a program for the people, for the cultural leaders all over Uganda, that the chiefs are to be restored. The chiefs are to be restored all over Uganda. In 2012, I became a chief of Aivu. What others are talking here, they should not interfere with the cultural matters if they don't understand. The chiefs were there in Lugbara speaking counties. Since colonial rules, they were even there. Therefore, as the leaders, we need to tell our people the truth.
Those are not chiefs, or those are not kings, or those are not, for that matter, in Lugbara, what we call OP. Those are chairpersons of those associations or those organizations. And they should be playing the role of the chairperson. One should not extend their, overstep their boundary. It is not proper, because it divides people, it brings harmony, and that is specifically for me what I'm against. As chairman of the district, I will not tolerate divisionism based on this type of petty things.
So if there are people who call themselves chiefs, they are masqueraders?
They are masqueraders, big masqueraders, and it is illegal. They can be prosecuted. If someone wants to pursue them on the account of they masquerading as chiefs, as OP, as a king, they can be, if somebody wants to pursue them, they can be prosecuted. It is illegal.
So, like for the case of the Council of Elders or Association of Elders, how are they elected? Is it hereditary or the normal election?
It is elected. In our case here, elders from village, from parish, from sub-county, from where, come together and decide that some Nyakua, for example, should be their chairman. And with the committee members, they are elected. So they should have their constitution, which should guide them, which should spell how somebody should become a chairperson of an elders association or council, how this person should conduct himself, how this person can relinquish his office. Those should all be regulated. We allow it, associations. But to impose oneself that I am a chief, I am a king, I am OP, this is nonsense.
He's telling lies.
Yes.
He's telling lies. I'm repeating this again. In year 2011, government came forward and said the chiefs are to be restored. And then I became a chief in 2012. How do you expect somebody who became a chief in 2012 still head an association? This is very wrong.
But the chiefs there was an election which was done recently, and
Where?
In Ive now that there is a new chairman of the Elders Council or Elders Association.
I was told so, because for me, even I'm not an elder myself. You have seen my age. The way I appear, I'm not an elder. I was told they have sat and elected their new chairperson. So I don't sit on that council. And officially, that the elected chairman with his committee and so on have never come to my office yet. If they come to me, I will receive them and formally introduce them to my council.
There are talks in the corridors that you are behind all the changes.
I've told you I'm not an elder. Leave those things of elders to elders. You know, a poisoned dog bites people randomly. I'm not part of that thing. I should be left intact. I don't know anything about those things. When I spoke today, I spoke as chairman.
I'm blaming the people who are talking anyhow about the culture. Therefore, they should stand warning. And in this matter, I'm going to carry it forward to the people who are concerned. They should come and educate our politicians. They are interfering too much with the cultural affairs. Young men, if you are an LC5, you need to pull up the hands of culturalism and link up with the government. Don't destabilize culture in institutions. It's not accepted. That is very wrong.